blessing will come for you. The Lord bless you. The Lord lift you. The Lord increase you. Week by week, as we ascend this mountain, you will be rising higher. In Jesus' name. Wow. You will not just be hearing these things. They will become the realities of your life. Femi Emmanuel is my name. I love you. Have a great day.
98.5 Oluyole FM.
Oluyole 98.5 FM, a media giant in a class of its own. If there is any platform that offers balanced, objective and incisive analysis of news headlines home and abroad, it is none other than conversation. And when you have a conversationalist, Tola and Bimbo in the house, rest assured, the time is right and the house is set for conversation.
Conversation.
A very good morning. Still very much on Oluyole 98.5 FM on the stables of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Welcome you to Conversation this 7th day in the month of May 2025. Apologies for making the program behind schedule, and it's due to some slight technical issues, and sometimes these things are not totally avoidable. So once again, I profuse apologies. Our conversation, in case you are tuning into the program for the very first time, here is where we bring you stories and making the major headlines in the dailies. We do our best to give you top-notch analysis. We try to decipher, we try to understand, we try to make meaning out of those major stories unfolding around our dear country, our nation, and our world by way of top-notch analysis. In the course, we get to open the phone lines. We also invite you to be a part of the flow, to be a part of our little chit-chat, and that is what we do on Conversation, and what you'll be hearing from us as presenters and analysts. Like I said, our thoughts, views, and opinions, not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, and that's why the program is called Conversation. And of course, we are networking on Oluyole FM 96.3. That's our sister station in Alaga in the Oluyole of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ogumosho on the 92.1 FM dial. No one beats our reach all over this great state. We are there. Beyond the Oyo State, we are there, and beyond the shores of Nigeria. Just latch on via the social media platforms, Facebook precisely, and you are on to Conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
Yes, my name is Bimbo Akombi, and you're welcome to Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 in Ibadan. And Tola has said it all. You can be the reach. You can hear us all over the world. And yes, the opportunity is there for you to make your own conversation, your own contributions, yes, to the program and news making rounds in Nigeria and all over the world. We'll pick 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of them and we'll give analysis and opinions on them. And yes, we are good to go with your own contributions on the telephone.
All right, straight to the meat of the news this morning. And I have a banner headline here. It says, Senate proposes national summit on insecurity. Aware there has been Mayor's law on hunting to make repeat of Oromi 16. That unfortunate incident in Delta State.
Yes.
Sets up 90-man committee to oversee emergency rule in Rivers. Oh, they seem to be so concerned about what is happening in Rivers State. And the same level of attention that has been that they seem to be given to crisis in bloody crisis in other states across the federation. It also reps to party Senate to restore democratic order, says Speaker. So what does that mean? Is it that democratic order is missing in our country?
Yes, in our governance.
Well, depending on what they mean by democratic order. But I'm more interested on this proposed national summit on insecurity. And the National Summit on Insecurity, which we all know, Bimbo, is going to lead nowhere. Another grand jamboree. Utter waste of taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Is what is being proposed. Now, Bimbo, at the risk of me sounding like I'm always criticizing anything that comes from the level of leadership to tackle crippling national challenges, but see, leadership also credits Nigerians with very little intelligence, like I always say. Here we see lawmakers proposing the jamboree to give or create an impression that they actually care about the thousands of downtrodden that have been massacred in their own land by imported marauders. Whereas we do know that these people do not actually care, so long as they and their families are not affected. Some of them have even been indicted for being part of the problem as sponsors of terror and mass killings. So you don't really see the Senate and the House of Reps truly seeking an end to insecurity in Nigeria, despite their calls or proposal for a national security summit. And why do I say all these? The truth is our leaders know the actual solution to the problem, but refuse to implement same. They leave the substance and chase shadows. They throw and try every lame and dead on arrival solution to insecurity, except the very real and viable solution, which for me is to truly and sincerely declare these terrorists, bandits and insurgents as true enemies of the nation and treat them as such, rather than treating them with political kid gloves and thinking that the ugly, venomous snake, the cobra, can be convinced to stop biting. And Bimbo, I'm indeed sad that they are proposing this National Security Summit again, which is likely to be manipulated by the politicians. And the results would be that continue to treat Nigeria's enemies like kings and hope that they would change. Now, is the air venue of this proposed summit the battlefield where our soldiers and other security personnel have to battle the bandits, insurgents and terrorists? So, do we need to wait for a grand summit to determine the pace or direction of the war against insecurity, when even the laws of nature are very clear on what to do when we are mortally threatened? Well, but unless you are able to convince me that this proposed summit would involve every stakeholder, more especially the surviving victims of these killers, those languishing in the IDP camps, who would tell the politicians the home truth that they already know. It should be a thing for a good, a forum for a good dressing down of the senators themselves, an avenue to point out their gross failures in the scheme of things, a means of setting mental faculties right, so that every politician would go back into their shells, go back into the drawing board and begin to implement or begin to encourage the implementation of the real solution to the problem of insecurity in Nigeria, which we all know. The Americans will not wait for a summit before dealing with Al-Qaeda, for the Israelis, before dealing with their enemies, whether rightly or wrongly. But anything that at least those two nations that can speak, that anything that would threaten them, their livelihood, their way of life, they do not take lightly.
Yes. And the House of Reps, they are talking that Nigerians will revolt if action is not taken, talking about insecurity now. And, you know, they have been there all this while, and now they are questioning the 19.7 trillion naira spent on security. Yes, you know, lawmakers from areas ravaged by insurgency and killings by headsmen in the country who led the debate. Beg your pardon? Yes, like I said, they led the debate on the issue at plenary, and they also accused the presidency of not doing enough to resolve the insecurity problem in the country.
what have they done to convince the presidency to move the hands of the presidency? Despite they are complacent. Remember, during the last dispensation before this one, the Senate president then said that they had no apologies for being rubber stamp. He actually said it.
Yes,
point blank.
So they are actually rubber stamp. And this lawmaker is now saying, despite over 19.7 trillion naira spent on security, he was part of those who passed the, and however, efforts to, get the presidency, this reaction by the lawmaker to react to this proved abortive, as Special Advisor, Media and Publicity to the President, Bayo Onanuga, directed reporters to the National Security Advisor, NSA, Malam Nuhu Ribadu. The NSA could not also be reached at press time last night, as both calls and text messages sent to him were not replied. But the debate in the House was sparked by a motion of urgent public importance moved by Ahmed Satomi on the recent fire at the armory at Giwa Barracks and the escalating attacks on military formations in Borno and Yobe State, respectively. Imagine attack on military formations.
Honestly, the nerve, the effrontery, and you bind, then you begin to actually wonder what is actually happening. And well, like I said, it is time for the politicians to begin to face the reality of things. But maybe because, like I said, perhaps they feel they are insulated from these things, but it's going to get to a situation where these threats will begin to reach right to the top, and no one, even the topmost person in the nation, would be safe if we continue this way. And I think there's also a need for a reorientation and rebranding of those we rely upon to protect us, talking about the military and other security agencies. This idea that our first loyalty is to the CNC. Your first loyalty should be to the people of Nigeria, to the people of this country, and not to the CNC. So, of course, anything the CNC says, you are about to swap down on the enemies of the nation, and the CNC or the politicians tell you to stand down, and then, of course, you have to obey that order. That is the system we practice in this country. So, a lot of things are wrong, and if indeed this proposed summit is going to be genuine, which I doubt if it is going to be, a lot of these issues need to come to the fore, need to be discussed. Let's have this quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
The future belongs to the dreamers, the doers, to those who are not afraid to explore endless opportunities. No matter what your dreams are, you can achieve it. And Top Tea will be with you every step of the way. Start your day with a flavorful cup of Top Tea. You are made for more. Find your inspiration. Top Tea, big round bags of flavor.
All right, you are back, and it's good to know you are still there, and the program is still conversation.
Yes, sir. Still talking security now. Yes, sir. All those lawmakers that are, saying that insecurity is, going ahead in their areas. Well, I have one here that says is Ahmed Jaha. He's representing EPC Borno, and his constituency includes Chibok. You remember Chibok, where those girls were kidnapped then. And he gave a chilling account of Boko Haram's exploits in this area. And let me quote him here. He said, 10 farmers were slaughtered in Pulka, 14 in Chibok, and military officers at Isge and Kampu in Wajiboko. Boko Haram used weaponized drones. The Nigerian army is outgunned and on demand. Yes, I have seen it. Nobody told me. I was there. And Jaha warned the House not to be complacent, saying between 2025 and 2019, the government spent 19.7 trillion naira on security, like we said earlier. And yet, Boko Haram is resurging worse than ever. And he said the government must do proper oversight. Imagine the Boko Haram using weaponized, drones and weaponized drones. You understand? Yeah, and the military.
Unmanned aerial bombs.
Yes, unmanned.
So, Boko Haram using weaponized drones. So, not only do they have those drones, they also know how to use them.
Yes, they know how to use them.
So, if we are considering Boko Haram as a group of ragtag, illiterate bandits and cutthroats, warriors, misguided warriors with a misguided agenda and a misguided ideology, how they on the field battling our military. And now we now see that they have weaponized drones, and like I said, they do know how to use them. So someone must have taught them how to use these weapons. Someone must have made these weapons available to them. Someone must have told them how to get these weapons one way or the other. They must have been able, and that someone cannot be uneducated. That someone cannot be someone who doesn't have education. Cannot be someone who is not exposed to certain things. I mean, on the global scene, on the global scene. So these are the things that we should be looking at, rather than looking at this thing, looking at the source of funding, which I believe the government knows and has refused to act. The source of funding of these terrorists and other issues that makes them to continue to work stronger. Instead of looking at that, we are proposing a national summit on insecurity. So we continue to wait and we continue to watch, and the people continue to get killed until the summit ends, and then we now come out with a paper that will again be confined into the dustbin, just like the details of the last confab was confined into the dustbin of history.
No, keep in view.
Keep in view.
And like these Boko Haram bandits, no, let me say bandits, let me just call them criminals. Cutthroats. Like you said, somebody must have been supplying them weapons, or a group of people, or an organization. How do these weapons come inside? Weaponized drones. Yes, they have sophisticated weapons, and I want to tell you too. They have. Do you know they have anti-aircraft guns too? That is how sometimes they get at our security agencies when maybe they are flying in their Apache helicopters and all those trying to get them. They have anti-aircraft inside one bushy area where they will not quickly sight and they easily get their targets.
And when you ask the politicians, they will tell you that Nigeria is too vast to be policed, to be fully policed. As if there are no countries that are bigger than Nigeria, and they have been able to effectively keep this threat, to curtail them this threat. And again, like I always wonder, why Nigeria seems to be the destination of every cutthroat across the West African sub-region.
Yes.
Our neighbors are not this threatened. So it's because, like I said, the politicians are comfortable with it as long as they are not touching them and their families.
But maybe it's because, I'm just thinking, maybe it's because those our neighbors, West African neighbors, are not as big, the land mass and the population, they are not as big as Nigeria.
Oh, the more reason why they should be sitting ducks.
Okay.
Why they should be sitting ducks? Why
they could be easily be targets.
All right, Nigeria First policy, we talked about this yesterday, the policy that seeks to encourage the patronage of local content, local goods and services, and also proposing to ban non-judicious imports. Well, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, they are reacting, and they seem to be quite happy with the proposal. Says here, Nigeria First policy, long-awaited relief to manufacturers, says Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. They also say the policy will boost the nation's GDP by quite an ambitious prediction. They said to boost the nation's GDP by 56%, reduce unemployment by 37%. Well, if it is properly implemented.
Yes, that is the cocoa of the matter.
That's the long and short of it.
Yes, talking JAM down, we were talking about JAM. People have been, raining some kind of aspersions on the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board concerning the last UTME exams.
Blaming them for the mass failure.
For the mass failure too. And the mass failure, people have been talking that the lateness was attributed to the failure. Yes, lateness to exam centers, and the organization had said the students should resume at their centers 6 a.m. 6:30, and some will come from Akpata and have their exams at Olodo. Some will have to travel down to Ibadan from maybe somewhere between Oshogbo and Ibadan. So all these people are now, given some reasons, and on many students' inability to participate in last JAM exam due to lateness. Some didn't even participate. Some even had accidents along the roads to their venue.
Quite sad.
Now, Awudoyin Ifeoluwa, an entrepreneur, said the recent JAM exam saw many candidates unable to sit for the exam due to lateness because of the 6:30 a.m. starting time, traffic, and distant centers. Despite these challenges, JAM has maintained a strict non-rescheduling policy for latecomers, underscoring its emphasis on punctuality. Well, Naomi Onome, an editor, said students' academic future should not be jeopardized due to lateness alone. Many students experienced technical issues at their CBT centers, and well, that one is normal. If any student experiences any technical issues, just raise up your hand and one officer will come. Now, Architect Bello Mohammed, he said the issue of students' lateness to exam centers reflects a broader problem in our educational system, and students often arrive late to school and miss assemblies, symptoms of a wider disregard for time. Well, that is another point. Another point.
Oh, quite true.
Yes. And Comrade A. Ezenara, political human rights activist, said parents, students, and JAM officials must develop mutual understanding regarding exam timetables and subject schedules to avoid miscommunication and lateness. Well, some of the views of some people in the society talking about the JAM issue that came up recently.
Well, Bimbo, regarding the reasons for this mass failure experience in the last UTME exams, I wouldn't want to dwell on which points are valid or which are not. I think every point should be considered, each point being raised by relevant stakeholders as to why this could have happened, that's why this could have happened this way, with a view to ensuring that this doesn't happen again. I think every factor, every point raised as to what could have been responsible should be thoroughly and comprehensively considered and looked into. Of course, involving all the stakeholders, parents, teachers, the schools, and JAM itself. And perhaps JAM could also have a statement as to why this happened. They only told us that they only came out with the results and statistics. They, I believe, as we speak, they are yet to react to what could have been responsible for this mass failure.
Yes. Now, I have some crime stories here.
Okay.
Yes. We are still talking about insecurity now. Suspected Fulani militants kill 6 in Plateau communities. Yes, 2 fresh attacks by suspected Fulani militants in Barikinladi local government area of Plateau State. The one of the areas that was attacked in the last 1 month or so. and the attacks led to the death of 6 people, including a woman and a 6-month-old baby. Oh. God. That's unfortunate. And this one says, gunmen kill 12, abduct several residents in Zamfara. That is a Zamfara state for you. And you can recall that on May 3, the Nigerian army announced that troops of 1 brigade killed 5 bandit kingpins and recovered arms in the same Zamfara. Well, let their efforts continue, but as the efforts are continuing, the crimes are being perpetrated. We don't know what is happening.
Well, let's give it to the Tinubu administration and the military. Well, they seem to be doing their best, but then it also seems like the best is not good enough.
Yes.
And that they need to actually do more. And this headline could also be a fallout of insecurity across regions of the country. It says there are 2 million children malnourished in Nigeria, second highest worldwide, and that's coming from UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. Second highest worldwide, the highest number of malnourished children. I wouldn't think from my own perspective, I think it should be more than that 2 million if you are to consider what is happening in Nigeria presently, aside those that are being forced to become malnourished due to conflicts in their respective regions.
Yes.
Those regions that are relatively free from conflicts but are being ravaged by the harsh economy and the harsh economic realities of our times and the harsh policies of the current administration in a bid to revamp the economy, the bitter pills we all have to swallow. And then, of course, this has affected food, the price of food inflation. So access to good food for many children, especially for children, seems to be a no-no.
Yes.
And UNICEF, I think they're very right. Of course, we are the ordinary Nigerians and we see what goes on around us.
Yes. Now to this one, very dark man issue. Yes. You know what? I was saying yesterday that the crime, not crime, what it was, the charges that it was detained for, really don't know. Later I was notified that he and his mother, just, people will be saying all sorts of stories. He and his mother went to one bank and they laid siege, and they just came back and claiming that he went to launder some cash or so. I am not too sure about that, because EFCC now has informed VMD wasn't informed of charges against him, and that is according to his counsel. And the legal team of Martins Usi, known as Very Dark Man, raised concerns over the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) failure to formally inform its client of any charges following his arrest on May 1, 2025. And Zainab Ortega, a member of VDM's legal team, confirmed that her client was subjected to several hours of interrogation yesterday in the presence of her colleague Marvin Omorogbe. So that is the situation of Very Dark Man now.
Maybe they are still preparing the charges. Of course.
Or maybe investigations are still going on.
But definitely I know that Decree 2 no longer exists. Decree 2 of the Babangida era, the military era, which says that you can't be detained arbitrarily, and that the authorities do not have to give a reason for your detention.
Yes.
So we are not operating that again. So I think he has the right to know why he's being
detained. Yes. Well, some calls where you have more stories.
Okay. Okay, let's take some calls.
Yes, 0055009850. Yes, calls are coming in. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, Mr. Tola. It's been long since we heard from Mr. John from Ilorin. Hope he's fine.
Well, we believe he's fine, but or maybe, I believe Bimbo has his phone number. Maybe we'll reach out to him.
All right,
yes, we'll reach out to him. No problem, yes.
Then, on the issue of insecurity in Iran, now, Mr. Tola said something that maybe the seat of government should be moved to that zone. So that government will not be moved there because they know the implication of moving. You see, I think this thing is deliberately just this insecurity thing is deliberately left for some people to be siphoning. That's what I think, because in all these West African countries, as you said, they are not big. They have been able to deal to some extent the level of insecurity in that place. But here in Nigeria, we've been allowing these things to fester. That's what I was thinking. I saw some soldiers on Facebook yesterday. So they said RIP, about 4 of them. I think they lost their life last week. Their colleagues are posting the picture. I said, we are losing men. I hope this one will work. Then the issue of what they call this thing? JAM. Now, I don't know why people are supporting JAM, but students are not serious about that. If students are not serious, they will not be up to 75-80% that we think. If that means something has been wrong. Look, when I was in secondary school, there was a physics teacher that was taking us physics, and 75 of students in my first year physics. What the parents that association did at the Ministry of Education did was to remove the physics teacher from that school and put it in another place. They said, how can you claim that 75% of your students steal physics in the way? That means you don't know what you are teaching them. So, and these people, those who feel that some of them are medical doctors, some of them are you did not do your job. You did not do your job. How can you tell students to come to exam center at 6:30 p.m.? Some slept over in an hotel. But which country around the world does that? That students want to have a time and go and sleep in an hotel just because to make the time. And people are saying, hey, late coming. What kind of late coming is that? Which country in the world? Tell me that we go to exam center at 6 a.m., 6:30 in the morning. So I don't know why people will it. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Julius. But then, Mr. you would also, from what you said, you also see that it was the civics teacher that was blamed, and
yes.
Not the examinations body.
Yes.
The civics teacher that had to answer for whatever. But then, like I said, all factors have to be considered.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
This is Alaji Ayilabubu coming from Lanlate.
Good to have you, Alaji.
I want to say categorically that they should not put any blame on the lecturers or the teachers whenever students fail or whenever students fail the exam. We have a lot of factors. Most of the factors are affecting the child. The reading habit is so low nowadays. They don't read any longer. We expect the teacher to put everything on their head. Then we are blaming the young officers, especially the head, the arrow head. Now, when a situation comes, we should abide by it. That thing is for my own child. We stayed here at Lanlata and he went to Igora to do the exam. But notwithstanding, students should be disciplined enough. Now, the realistic is that we should, as I used to say, maybe we declare a state of emergency on our education. Our children, they no longer read. They are used to see, even the set they are using, we have many intelligent people or something there that can help them. Talk of any topic, talk of any subject is there. But instead of them, they be using, looking at social media, using a drama. Maybe there have to be a sort of another on that the students should not use or prevent them from using the social media. That's one. Then secondly, when we are talking about CBC exam, if you go to many secondary schools, you can't find any single computer. So the children that are not taught in the area of using computer, you now say they should go and use it for examination. So it will cause a problem. Somebody is complaining that there was one of the students that didn't know how to operate the computer at all. Not that he don't know the subject, but he don't know how to handle the computer. So So I believe something considerable has to be done to that.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you very much, Alaji.
Another quick commercial timeout. We'll be right back.
The future belongs to the dreamers, the doers, to those who are not afraid to explore endless opportunities. No matter what your dreams are, you can achieve it. And Top Tea will be with you every step of the way. Start your day with a flavorful cup of Top Tea. You are made for more. Find your inspiration. Top Tea, big round bags of flavor.
If person ask you say wetin be the game wey dey totori you pass, you go tell them say na better no all the time. No go tell yourself make you follow join for the ogbonge betting options, fast cash out, missions wey dey engaging and get welcome bonus wey fit reach 200,000 naira. Better no, the game don start. Make you dey bet responsibly. Na only for people wey don pass 18 years. Better no na proud partner of Aston Villa.
Life is always full of wahala, but there is music, passion, feelings, and good vibes. Take a ride with InDrive app to get there on your own terms. You decide what your life will be full of and choose a fair price for this ride. InDrive, the InDrive online passenger transportation aggregator, is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.indrive.com.
Alright, we're back and the program is still conversation. Right, quickly, there's some call.
Babadi Dayo from Mukevo.
Thank you, Bimbo.
Good morning, Baba.
Good morning.
Tola.
Good morning, Babadi Dayo.
Bimbo has actually stood in for you throughout your this period. You seen yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you, Baba.
The Lord will continue to bless you all and renew your strength in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah, proposing national summit on insecurity. What for? What does it mean? That these are rulers don't know what to do to address the issue of insecurity? Do we need to go and study Encyclopedia Americana, Encyclopedia Britannica, Encyclopedia Americana before we know what to do to address the insecurity in this country? We know what to do, they know what to do. They are only deliberately shying away from doing it. What most of our rulers are conscientiously and committedly busy doing is what am I saying? Too far me. That's all they are concerned with. Most of them, and I mean most of them, only a few of them have come to lead. Many of them have come to kill. Let me wonder, now that the criminals, the enemies of the country are possessing and using weaponized drones and anti-craft weapons, anti-aircraft weapons. Let them be warned. Let them be warned. If they fail to take drastic steps, meaningful steps, purposeful steps, the enemies will overrun this country and the rulers themselves will not be scared. We are seeing it in other lands where they are digging their own graves. It's easy for the poor to die because we are living near death every day. But these people that are enjoying, they will not find it easy. They will not find it easy. Let us warn them seriously now. Let the step be taken. One, let them deal with corruption in all sectors. Number two, increase the army effectively. Number three, it needs to be beckoned to international community for help. Thank you. Adedayo from Mukeho.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Baba Adedayo from Mukeho.
Bebo, it's political midterm in Nigeria, and the APC has been harvesting and bringing in the sheaves, even ahead of the final harvest. So 6 Delta PDP reps join APC
again.
And Edo Assembly Speaker orders dump PDP for APC.
Something
And Delta Assembly Speaker 11 orders defect to APC from PDP.
From PDP.
Oh, PDP also made some gains, and 2 Enugu LP reps moved to PDP.
Yes,
President Tinubu met the Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevori, other APC governors, amid defections and realignments. This is what is going to occupy their attention at this time.
Yes, this time.
Like I said, it's missed time, and then time for politicking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
No, thank you from Ekose.
Good to have you, sir.
Briefly, sir.
This I used to say a long time ago. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
From Ekose.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we squeeze in one more call?
Okay, well, let's quickly
squeeze in this last one.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm just using from Aguara.
Good to have you, Mr. Ojo.
Thank you for what brother does, who has said as spoken.
Oh, that's from your end.
Yes.
Well, we just have to go. It's been an interesting time on conversation this morning, and we will be back same time tomorrow morning.
Yes, Tola, before we leave, I just quickly want to chip in this. You know, a guy just said, he was accusing ladies, girls. He was telling me that what is happening to these girls? Instead of them learning how to cook very well, all of them are now learning how to make up. How to do makeup. And he said, well, he just submitted that, don't worry, your mother-in-law is waiting for you.
Oh.
Yes. That is after marriage. Well, that is what you said. Yep.
Right, can you say your BY is? My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombe. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
9.5 Oluyole.